Didn't Laura Loomer get deplatformed? Fuentes get deplatformed? Here's the question. Is that a bad thing?
ID in the UK is under the spotlight, promoted by Prime Minister Keir Starmer's Labour government as a tool to curb illegal work, but seen by critics as a step.
That's how they get in. To curb illegal immigration, right? To curb illegal... Bro, they playing off of people's prejudices. Fucking genius. That is an amazing angle, though. I'm not gonna lie. That is an amazing angle. Hey, the best way to curb this illegal, people hiring illegal is that you have all your information on your phone. We get your financials, your health records, all of that. Simple little app, you download it.
But Brondo's got what plants crave.
It's got electrolytes.
It's coming to the US. Trump's been signed laws for it. Oh, he's already signed laws for it? Where? I think Texas made a bill for this and to ban VPNs? Oh my God, bro. There's no way. All this 1984 talk, and you tell me it's coming under a Republican administration? Well, to be fair, didn't the TSA and all that come under George Bush? What was it? The Privacy Act? I forgot what was it called. The Patriot Act? That did come under George Bush. That's interesting. That is interesting. What does this mean, though? Here's the thing. Here's what I don't get. Like, what does this mean? Because I used to like Tesla. I was like, oh, Tesla's kind of dope. But then I started seeing people talking about, hey, they shut down my vehicle on the road. And I'm like, I don't think I want someone to have that ability to shut down my car on the road. So if that's what we're talking about, where they're like, hey, we just shut down your bank account. Or like, we just shut down your internet. I don't know about that one, bruh.
TV's Daniel Monahan spoke with attorney Jeff Childers, who is author of the blog Coffee and COVID.
Prime Minister Keir Starmer announced in late September that a mandatory digital ID system will be introduced to prove the right to live and work in the UK. The IDs would be stored on smartphones, similar to a digital bank card, showing a person's name, photo, nationality, date of birth, and residency status. An online petition opposing the...
How is that different from, like, an ID? Don't we all have IDs? Or a driver's license?
Reform UK leader Nigel Farage has dismissed the proposal as government overreach.
All that digital ID will be is a means of controlling the population, of telling us what we can and can't do, of...
Now I'm curious, what's his angle, right?
According to an April report in the Times of London, police in England and Wales were making more than 30 arrests a day over so-called offensive posts on social media and other platforms about...
They were making arrests over offensive posts? Here's the thing. Let's go all the way there. What's really wrong with that? Just thought crime. Let's say we start doing that. Like, we crack down like China, bruh. Like, crack down like China. You not saying the N-word, you not saying any of that, or you getting arrested. Anti-Semitism, anti-black racism, anti-white racism, all that shit. They start cracking down. Like, nah, fuck out of here. You gotta go. I'm not saying I want. I'm just curious. What's bad about that? Like, I won't say it's bad, because obviously. But here's the thing: if you weren't trained on like the Constitution of freedom of speech, right? If you weren't aware of, well, I have freedom of speech. If you didn't know that, would you disagree with that? I'm curious. To what extent would you be okay with the government mandating certain etiquette? We all know racism would still be permitted, but let's say it wouldn't. That's what I'm saying. Let's say it wouldn't. Let's say we get a whole bunch of officers and they're like, nah, you gotta go. You posted a racist meme, you go into jail for like a weekend.
So if they've got your data and they've got a connection, they've got your location at any time because it's on your smartphone, it's all wired in, and then you post something online they don't like, could they just switch your bank account off? I don't think.
Well, haven't we seen that? Didn't Laura Loomer get deplatformed? Fuentes get deplatformed? Here's the question. Is that a bad thing?
He's out of line, but he's right.
Is that in fact a bad thing? Or let's say they go crazy, like, hey, you know, children, you know, that route. Oh, there's nothing wrong with doing this with kids and yada, yada, yada. Would it be bad if we could just be like, you know what? We're shutting down your bank account. You're banned from the internet. You're getting no housing. You have to live on the street. Lucy forgets he says some wild stuff. Now, obviously, in a world like that, I would be completely fucking neutered, bruh. Obviously. But with my neutering comes everyone else's neutering. Also, you have to think, how would that really change the system? Like, if a hiring manager didn't want to hire you because you were black, like, there is no law that's going to stop that from happening.
Childers warns about weaponization, bringing up the FBI in 2023 labeling traditional Catholics as racially or ethnically motivated violent extremist, which enabled placing federal law enforcement agents into places of worship.
Racial violent extremists. Wow. Well, I guess that would be true, right? Hardline positions on abortion, LGBTQ matters, interreligious dialogue.
And so what happens is, without transparency and oversight, these government agencies always tend toward punishing their opponents politically and supporting their political allies. That is what always happens. And so with digital IDs, you're just talking about making that process even faster and more convenient.
Keir Starmer bills digital ID.
Well, then what would happen is just people wouldn't put, you know, whether they're Republican or Democrat. They would just put probably independent on their ID. But at the same time, it's awfully convenient though, right? One thing I will say, like a few years ago, 10 years ago, I don't think you could pay with Google Pay. When did Google Pay get introduced? I feel like this, you know, scanning, tapping with your phone is relatively new. It could be, or I could just be, you know, just a little outdated. But I don't recall that like a decade or so ago. I don't even carry my wallet because everything's on my phone, right? Your card is on your phone. All of that. So with the digital ID, I mean, you just have your information right here. Boop.